Check it.
Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Sapna. I hope you are all safe and sane and doing things that you love while staying at home. So for today's video, I have found few clothing pieces while cleaning our divan. So if you don't know, a divan is a box, bed box. Basically, it's a bed which has box underneath, so where you keep your clothing pieces or whatever you like in there. So I found few clothing pieces and my brother's clothes when he was a kid. Some are torn, stressed, faded, too small to fit in. So since we cannot give it to anyone, I thought of why not upcycling. So the idea of upcycling is really great, where you upcycle your clothes and make new thing out of it, which is also good for our environment. So let's see what I can make out of it. Stay tuned till the end to find out what I made, how it went. So stay tuned. So the very first clothing piece that I have is this khaki pant. The material is quite nice, but it is too old and it has a hole on its leg, so I can't use the complete pant. So let's see what I can do.
So I'm turning these pants into this side slit skirt, which is so trendy all over the internet by Princess Polly and Brandy Melvin. So let's see how I make it.
So I will start by seam ripping the pant so that I can have enough fabric to work with. And yes, here I'm using a compass to seam rip the fabric because I don't own a seam ripper. So after seam ripping the sides of the pant, I'm going to take out this belt loop, and I'm also going to take out the elastic that the pant originally has, so that we can have a little extra fabric to work with. So I took out all the threads that were hanging, and I also pressed it down so that it lays flat. So the zipper of this pant is also broken. I thought of using it, but it's so sad, I have to use another zipper for it. So I also seam ripped the pant from the center, and I'm using the sides of the pant as the center so that I can have a straight line in the back. So I have taken this skirt which fits me well and has perfect length for me. So I'm taking it as my guideline, and I'm drawing a straight line on the fabric, and I'm cutting it now. So this will act as the back, and the remaining part of the leg will act as the front. So I have folded the skirt in half and placing it on the fabric and cutting out the shape of a skirt.
So the back of skirt is ready. Now we will move forward to the front of the skirt. So here I am taking one of the bottom half of the pant. So I am cutting it in the center so that I have 3 panels for the front of the skirt. So let's start our sewing. So first I am going to sew the center and the right panel. And with that we will stitch our back panel with it. Now moving towards the left and left back panel, I am sewing these two with a straight stitch. Now I am sewing the center flap with the left flap, and I am sewing it only halfway through so that I can get the slit in the bottom. Now I'm taking the front part of the pant and I have measured my waist, and I'll be cutting a waist belt out of it. So I have cut out the waist belt. I have also folded it inwards and ironed it down. I am taking the skirt and sandwiching it between the waist belt. So after sandwiching it nicely, I will sew it with a straight stitch. Now it looks like the skirt is coming together, and it's time to sew the zipper down. So I will start from the bottom and sew it halfway through so that I can attach the zipper on the top. So I'm matching the seam so that it looks nice. So after sewing the zipper down, I folded the bottom and sewed it, and we are finished.
Bounce with me. Now.
The second thing that I found was this gray shirt. It is my older brother's shirt when he was 6 or 7 years old, and it has also stained a little, so it looks yellow. I also found this black shirt. It is my younger brother's shirt. It has so many things going on, and it has earrings. I'm saving it for little projects. And here comes the best part. This print is lit. OMG, I'm saving this. This is such a cool print. Gives so much retro vibe. Oh my god. So let's see what I make using these two shirts. So I will first start by cutting out a rectangle for the bust. And then repeating the same thing on the grey shirt. So I'm using this pattern to cut out the fabric. So I'm taking one of the sleeve and I will be cutting out the underbust and back panel out of it.
Breaking news got me breaking. I was present, hopeless, praying. Struck down at 20, plenty left to put behind you. You ain't peaked, never speaking, now they speaking about you, leave it alone. Hope you grinning while you watch your bros on some sofa sunny shit to brighten up a window.
So I finally have the bust, the underbust and the back panel ready, and now I'll repeat the underbust and back panel on the grey fabric.
Not gonna be the same. Finna bleed down generations, not gonna be in vain. Too young. Why you gotta go? I just wanna know.
And now for the strap of the top, I'm cutting out a strip of fabric so that we can make a skinny strap for our top. Also, I was not happy with the black shirt's faded color, so I'm dyeing it black. So this is how they have turned out. I've also ironed them flat, and now it's time to sew them all down. So starting with the bust, I'm sewing on the curved side. Now I'm ironing the seams down so that it can look little nice. Now I'm taking these two fabric which I cut to make the straps. I'm sewing it together so that I can get enough length to make the strap. Now I'm folding it from either side and then folding in half and top stitching it down.
So I'm taking the burst and the underburst and laying these two pieces on top of each other, facing the right sides together and sewing it down. Now I'm taking a scrap fabric to make the bias tape. I think it is called bias tape. And then I'll sew it together so that I can get a long strip of bias tape. And here I'm attaching the bias tape to the right side of the top, and I will also attach here the straps. So I'm done with sewing the bias tape, and when we will flip it over, it will give us a clean edge. Also, I have ironed it and I'm going to top stitch it down. Now the front pieces are ready. I'm sewing them together. So the front part is done. Now moving towards the back. And here I'm sewing the bias tape on it. So I have sewn bias tape on all the three sides. Now I'm flipping it over and then top stitching it down. So I'm attaching the back and the front panel together. So I have sewn loops on one panel and sewing buttons on the other for the closure. So I have taken thread and a needle and hand sewing the buttons down. The ball like BB, don't make no mistakes. Got the faith, the 18 just not gonna be the same. Finna bleed down generations, not gonna be in vain. Too young, why you gotta go, why you gotta go? I just wanna know now, true now. Then I measured how long I want the straps and sewed it down. And then I also hemmed the raw edges at the end. And we are finished.
Bounce with me.
Thank you so much for sticking till the end.